This was probably the hardest video that I've had to put together, and I almost didn't post it, but I figured it never hurts to learn from your mistakes. So last week we blew 2 electrical motors and a couple of other electrical components, and I was going to try to make a video of replacing it all and see if that'd be something you guys are interested in. But it didn't go according to plan exactly. Every time I sat down and tried to video something, I had to stop what I was doing and answer the phone or deal with the customer. It seemed like I couldn't get 5 minutes to do anything, but you know, that's part of it. So let me know what you think, and I might try to do videos like this going forward in the future. Alright, the new motors just showed up. This one's a Baldor, and it's the 3 horsepower for the vibrating conveyor. And then over here's the bigger one, 7.5 horse. And there's the 2 old ones that are burnt up. And there's that bigger one, 7.5 horse for the debarker deck up there. And this is the old 7.5 horse, and it still spins, but it's burnt up. And this one here, it completely locked that one up. You can't even turn that thing. So I guess I have the fun morning of putting the things in. That one weighs about 300 pounds, and it's got to go way on up here. I don't know exactly how we're gonna get it there, but it's gonna go there. So I guess y'all are gonna see how this turns out. All right, so this is the sub panel that feeds the first motor for the conveyor right here. That's the new breaker that we put in. Now the first step is tracking the wires all the way to the motor and making sure that we have correct voltage all the way to the motor. Now, you electricians out there just need to shut up and let me do my thing, because I ain't a professional electrician, but I get the job done. So this right here, I've got 3 wires disconnected, and I'm gonna go turn on the breaker and check the voltage here, and then reconnect these wires and go check the voltage at the mower. So I'll be right back. All right, so everything we have is 3-phase 480 volt, which means I should have 480 volts coming between any of these 3 legs. And I don't have any voltage going between any of these 3 legs. That's a great place to start the day. Yay. Now I gotta go trace it back and figure out what's wrong. So it turned out the reason there was no voltage to the junction box there was because when the new breaker had been installed, it had gotten swapped with a different circuit that controlled a different motor. So I just had to open the panel back up and swap the leads from one breaker to another, and then everything worked. Alright. I have correct voltages going to all of the different places that it needs to go. Got the new motor. And this right here is the little shiv that goes on it to pull the pulleys on, or pull the belts on that guy. And it's got just a simple little taper lock. You put that piece in there and put a couple set screws in it, and it holds it in place pretty good. But the all important but, anti-seize. Whenever you put anything together that you want to take apart, you gotta put anti-seize on it. A little bit on all the mating surfaces, everything that's going to touch, including the keyway on the motor. It don't matter what you do, as soon as you touch the bottle of this stuff, you're going to get it all over your fingers. Too tall. Might have to get a different one. get the one off the old motor. So I didn't do a very good job of explaining it, but the keyway that came with the new motor did not fit what was on the old motor, so I had to get the keyway that was with the old motor to make it all work right. Alright. Keyway is on there, pulley is on there, and we get to set it on the motor base, which is never as easy as it is advertised. Now, I don't think so. I think that fan's just not working right. I did not tighten up the pulley, because if you can see when you get in here, it's kind of hard to see, but they don't exactly line up. So you can't tighten this down until you get in there and line these two up perfectly straight, otherwise you'll skip the belts off all the time. So I'll get them lined up and then I'll take another video. Alright, so motor is loosely mounted to the base. I have the pulleys lined up on the front. The next step is to get the wiring hooked up. Now, on most of these motors, there's a low voltage wiring and a high voltage wiring. And we use the high voltage because everything we run is 480 volt. So, once we get this open, there will be 9 leads that come out of the motor. 3 of them get hooked to the 3 leads that come from the panel through the conduit, and then the other 6 get hooked in a certain series that connects them right to make it all work right. I'm not smart enough to know how it works, I just know that it works. There's all of our leads. Luckily that's already punched out, so I just put the wire straight up down in there. Just come in like this to the bottom, and of course it's going to be difficult. Now, do I have all the right? Yes, I do. Look at that. All prepared. Washer goes on, then these conduits have these special little star-shaped nuts, and there's a special wrench for them, and it's somewhere around here. I'm just not going to put the effort into finding it. Take a screwdriver and push it in there. Get it nice and tight, or at least something close to tight. Good enough. Now, hopefully I have enough wire nuts right here. Oh hey, that's a special tool. It's right here. It's just got a little hook on one end, and then it uses the other end to hold it in place. Just hook it in there and tighten it on down. Good enough. Now, high voltage wiring. Leads 1, 2, and 3 coming out of the motor get wired to 1, 2, and 3 going into the motor. And then 4, 7, 5, 8, 6, 9. Here's 7. 4 and 7. They wire nut them together. Five and 8. 8. Oh, looky there. It's already right with 5. 5 and 8. Huh?
There's 15 millimeter in there in the bucket, but it's not the 3/4. I looked upstairs and didn't see it up there anywhere, other than I didn't look in the box.
It's not in the toolbox anywhere?
No.
And it's not just loose in the
That's why I thought it might have fell out, but I can't find it.
well, look around, because we're going to need to have that one.
I mean, I've got plenty of 3/4 inch wrenches just on that ratchet. I mean, we do have one over here, but it's not the one we're looking for.
3/4 inch ratchet?
We've got a 3/4 inch ratchet wrench here. Yeah, and a 7/8 on the other end.
Huh. Well, keep looking, because we're going to need it. 6 and 9. You can't see it on the video, I'm sure, but there's a little line underneath each of the numbers so that you can tell the difference between a 6 and a 9. That's got our three of those wired together. Now 3 of these. And we'll test it. Well, that's got it all wired together. I double checked that it's all wired correctly. So you guys sit here and make sure it doesn't catch fire. Well, it's running and it didn't blow up. The question is it running in the right direction? We're going to go ahead and change the direction on that thing. And the only easiest way to do that on a 3-phase motor is to switch 2 of the leads to the other direction. And before you ask, yes, it's all locked out and everything's proper. I'm not stupid. But reversing 2 leads on a 3-phase motor changes the direction of it. Once again, don't ask me why. I just know that it works. Next step is going to be get all these belts back on there. So from here on out, I really didn't get a chance to video much, but basically I just got the motor ready on the ground, put the pulley on it, connected all of the leads that I could, and then we used the loader to pick it up and put it on the deck, and then a chain hoist and a couple of straps to hold it in place until we could get it lined up to bolt it in place. And then from there on out, it was just connect the conduit, wire it up, check and make sure it works, and then hook the belts up. Once again, sorry this video is a little scattered, but let me know if this type of content is something you want to see more of in the future, and if it is, I might try to do some more videos like it. Thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed the video.